Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we just found out about an hour ago what this weekend's summoning event is going to be. It's going to be a 10x, so I will quickly go over each of the champions and give you my thoughts on the 10x while wrapping up everything here as we head into the end of the week for Raid Shadow Legends so that you know everything you need to be focusing on right now. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so as we predicted by this morning, we would kind of know what the plan is for this weekend and what event is going to be coming our way. We knew it was going to be some sort of guaranteed summon event or 10x because of the rotation. Every other week being a 2x means next weekend should be 2x Ancients. But for this weekend, we are going to be having a 10x launching. It's not live yet, but it'll be live on Friday. It's going to be the Void Legendary that's featured, Leorius the Proud. And then we've got DRACO, Suzerain, and Roxum as the other normal shard legendaries. And then for the epics, we're going to have Skullcrown as the Void epic. And then Arnold, Talia, and Tarshan. And some of you may not recognize the name Arnold, but he is a new banner lord. So now let's go over each one of these champions, and I'll give you some context on my general thoughts about them in this 10x. Okay, so first up, we've got Leorius the Proud, and what they always do is they feature a Void Legendary as kind of the crown jewel of the event. They always have one Void Legendary and one Void Epic, and then they've got 6 non-Void champions. So Leorius is going to be the Void Legendary in this event, and I mean, he's cool. He's a newer champion to raid, and he's kind of like the legendary version of Skullcrown because he's got that passive that is going to instantly place an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn before receiving a fatal hit. So you try to nuke down Leorius, you're going to need somebody like a Genbo or something that's going to blow through that unkillable because Leorius can be kind of annoying, and then he gets his turn, he starts fearing people and stuff like that. So yeah, he can definitely be a fun champion and still be a viable damage dealer in like a go second team because he's got that self-mitigating factor to help keep himself alive. And over on my most recent version of desirability of Void Legendaries that my stream helps me do, it's not just my opinion, but you can see we've got Leorius up there, you know, pretty decent in kind of the upper middle tier of Void Legendaries. So definitely not bad, but he's not going to be like a Siphi or a Krisk or a Warlord or something. Then we've got 3 Legos that are non-voids, and the first one that we're going to go over is DRACO, part of this 10x. Now, DRACO, one of the best and most versatile champions in the game. He's going to be amazing in the clan boss. He's going to be a great debuffer for some speed runs by doing both the weaken and defense down on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got an A1 that hits super hard, brings accuracy for faction wars, and really can be used in a lot of different areas of the game. I use him in my unkillable clan boss composition as my solo damage dealer, where I've got the 4 champions that enable the unkillable, and then DRACO there as the feature to 1 key every single difficulty of the clan boss. So DRACO is excellent in that role, and definitely a very highly sought after champion. Then for Suzerain Catan, I'd say the calling card of his is the remove shield and all this stuff from all enemies and attack them, while also it cannot be blocked or resisted. That's kind of a cool niche. You're going up against high shield compositions, a Krisk or something like that. You can go ahead and they just can't resist it. You can remove all of the shields there. So I would say that's probably the thing he's most notably thought of as, but he's also got a cool A1 here. It's an AoE, pair well with a stun set, and constant speed suppression of your opponents on an A1. It's a very unique A1 in the game. So I could definitely see him having lots of utility in a lot of different areas of the game, but he doesn't get used quite as often as you would think as he would by what you see in his kit on paper. And the last legendary part of this 10x is going to be Roxum, one of the coolest looking champions they've ever released. He's got a lot going on here, and I did a video on him a while back. He's kind of a Veil damage dealer. He's supposed to go in those Veil compositions where you see somebody like Candrafon filling that role, but Candrafon tends to do it a little bit better and get used a lot more often. But Roxum is in a similar vein as like a Magic Affinity Veil themed damage dealer, and he can definitely hit hard. He can do some cool things. He's got some self-sustain, but again, similar to Suzerain, he doesn't really get used as often as you would think you would see him based on how decent his kit seems on paper. Then, as we transition into the Epic Champions, the Void Epic is going to be Skullcrown. Now, Skullcrown, similar to Leorius, you'll see her a lot in the arena, especially in the mid game. She's got the arena speed aura, and she's also got the self unkillable to kind of help her mitigate and stay alive, to be able to do damage. She's got really good multipliers, especially for an Epic Champion, so she can hit pretty hard. She has gotten power creeped a little bit. Skullcrown was way better like 2 years ago. Now she's just kind of a decent Epic to see some play in niche situations, like being an annoying champion on an arena defense, or being used as a mid-game nuker, or you'll see here with like a stun set and faction wars and stuff like that, blender compositions to try to speed farm the arena. That's becoming a little bit less popular because we're seeing less bot accounts in the arena. The arena's gotten a lot harder recently, which we could do a whole different video on that. But yeah, Skullcrown, her value within the realm of Rage to the Legends has been decreasing a little bit in the last year or so, but she's still a solid Epic. Then that champion that some of you may not have been familiar with, Arnold. Now, Arnold has an A1 provoke. He scales with defense. He's got a pretty good base defense here for an Epic champion. He's also got an AoE booked with 3-turn cooldown that can place Weaken and Fear. So he's going to be really good in like faction wars and waves situations. He's not going to be some meta god tier champion, but you really wouldn't expect that as a non-void Epic anyway. So yeah, I mean, he's a decent early mid-game champion with some utility here for waves of faction wars, maybe normal Doom Tower and stuff like that. But he's definitely not going to be like a top 20 Epic or anything. Then for Talia, one of the coolest looking champions in my opinion, so it's unfortunate that she's not better, but she's just not gonna see a whole lot of play. She's got decent multipliers for an Epic. She's kind of similar to like an Aethel with the triple hit A1 and placing Weaken and stuff, but yeah, you're not gonna be typically spending books on Talia or rushing to get her developed to use her on your account much. And then for the last one, we're going to go from very beautiful to very grotesque. Tarshan is definitely one of the most grotesque looking champions in the game. That smile, yeah, very ghoulish indeed. But anyway, he's all right. He's got the AoE weaken, which is nice for farming faction wars and stuff like that. He scales with defense again, so he can be kind of sturdy. A really good base defense of almost 1400. He's also gonna increase defense and turn meter of all your allies. It's a 4-turn cooldown, which is a little bit unfortunate. And then you know, he can place a strengthen on himself and stuff. So yeah, he's decent. He's all right for faction wars. He's an above average Epic. He's just not gonna be like a super sought after top 10 Epic or anything. So that is what this weekend's 10x is going to be. We've got Leorius the Proud as the Void Legendary. We've got DRACO, Suzerain, Roxum as the non-Voids. We've got Skullcrown as the Void Epic. Arnold and Talia and Tarshan as the Epics are rounding it out. So in terms of my general encompassed thoughts about the 10x, yeah, probably not worth pulling, unfortunately, but the thing that really stinks about this is that over on Friday, which is going to be when this 10x is live, we are going to be having a Summon Rush event that is coinciding with this 10x. So unfortunately, we're kind of gonna have to pull shards to get some fragments to get after the Apartheid Clan Father event. So with Plarium knowing that, they probably didn't have to make this one of the most desirable 10x's or anything. They're not gonna put somebody like Warlord or something in the 10x, but they did at least put DRACO in there. I would say he's probably the most sought after champion in the 10x. And Leorius is fun, but I wouldn't go YOLOing your void shards. I would wait for a 2x to probably spend your voids. I would probably try to get the Summon Rush event for fragments done with like Ancients and Sacreds, and probably try to hold off on your voids, because there isn't going to be like a Man-Eater in the 10x to help you with those unkillable comps, or like a Siffy, Warlord, Krisk, anything like that. So hold off on the voids and probably try to do the event with Ancients and Sacreds. And speaking of that Apartheid Clan Father fragment event, you're going to want to start kind of planning, because we are getting close to the end of wrapping this thing up. So you're going to want to make sure you are in line to go ahead and scoop up all of the fragments that you need. You can see up on the top left, I am at 75. So I'm going to need to get, if I get 5 right here, that would be 80. This would be 85. So I would be good to go if I do the Summon Rush event. That's 85, 90, and 95. by doing the stuff here that we've still got coming down the road. So I only should have to get the first 5 fragments of this Summon Rush event, which is pretty handy. I could also just really try to go hard in the paint and get 10 on that Ice Golem tournament by trying to finish in the top 2 or something. The Ice Golem is typically the easiest one to finish in the top 2, but you're going to want to, you know, structure this around how your account is looking. And typically these Summon Rush events will be 5 that are decently easy to get, and then way down the road there'll be 15 for 20 total is kind of how they're structured typically. But we'll have to wait and see for sure how it's going to look once we can kind of pull it up in game and it's not just a teaser. So yeah, stay tuned and plan accordingly, because we are only with a few different things left here for the Aparting Clanfather event. So speaking of what is going on in game, let's pull up the tournaments tab just to quickly give you the context on this. So you can see here the Ice Golem tournament is live right now. So I could go for the 10 fragments here. It doesn't look like people are going too crazy, but any tournament during a fragment event is going to be tough. But you definitely want to scoop up the 2250 on the right side. Champion training, I got finished yesterday. I got up to the point where I would get my guaranteed fragments, and people are going way too hard for me to want to get after that. I know some of you have people that are like 20, 30,000 points, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing that to get the 5 fragments. But if you are, Godspeed and good luck. So we've also got a tag arena tournament starting tomorrow, but that is not going to be part of the Aparting Clanfather. So you could skip that if you really want, and you aren't really focusing on the tag team arena. Then under the events, like we went over, we've got the Summon Rush coinciding with the 10x that we just covered earlier in the video. That will be your Aparting Clanfather event that is part of this 10x to kind of double dip the incentive there. And then the artifact enhancement ends today, so you want to make sure you're getting at least a 4,000. I would say scoop up the fragments and the core hammers for sure, and then never a bad opportunity to kind of get some ancillary rewards by upgrading artifacts on your account. And you also want to start preparing for the next CVC. We have this week off in CVC, but we're going to be getting a clan versus clan match on Tuesday. 99% chance. We don't have that confirmed, but every other Tuesday we can expect a CVC match. So you're going to want to start planning your books and big forge crafting sessions here in the next like 3 or 4 days, so you can coincide with double dipping some clan versus clan points. And remember, you've only got 3 days left on the Doom Tower, so start focusing on that progression and grinding out those secret rooms so you can get as many of the Doom Tower one-time rewards and champion fragments that you can scoop up before the end of the month here, when the Doom Tower is going to reset to a new rotation. Now we can load up the shop and take a look. The privilege pack, we've covered it extensively. I've plugged it in a few times. It grades out as a 3.03 if you have that on your account. The Doom Tower kit, this looks like a new one, so let's go ahead and plug this in. Okay, 20, and then we're gonna go with 1 million. It's 100,000. Big fail. There we go. Energy, no gems of 200. Okay, and then we're gonna go 2 and 2 on the tomes. Boom, boom, and then 2 on the 5-star chicken. Bang, 2.11 on the Doom Tower kit. I mean, it's not the worst offer you're going to see, but it's not something super incredible. The multi-battle pack, this is going to be a lot better for mobile users that don't have access to some sort of PC farming mechanic. So we're going to go 700 energy and 12 energy refills. Boom. So you have to ask yourself if 150 multi-battles is worth like $2 to you. If so, it's really not that bad of an offer. Mini mix, divine crit, $30 for divine crit is going to be a no. So yeah, nothing incredible, but we'll probably start seeing some offers tomorrow for like ancients or voids or something coinciding with the 10x, and we'll have to see if anything good comes down the road that makes sense in terms of spending to get after the Summon Rush event. So alrighty, that should get you all wrapped up for what we need to know heading into the end of the week. I've got some fun videos coming up on the channel. I'm going to be meeting up this afternoon with Ash, who runs a great channel for Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to do a couple fun videos and collaborate. But for now, I'm going to head on over to stream. If you'd like to stop by and say hi, a link is going to be down below in the pinned comment indicating whether or not I am live right now. So I would love to see you there. But if not, have a great rest of the end of your week, and I will see you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.